Nintendo GameCube. Let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing swell. Okay, so yes, we're going to look at my Nintendo GameCube collection today, and it's one of those consoles I consider my collection complete. I think we're complete. Maybe the games I want, one in particular, Chibi Robo, that's I think over £200. So yeah, I can't justify spending over £200 on a Nintendo GameCube game. Okay, so great console. Grew up with the Nintendo GameCube, and I think it's one of those consoles where the games have aged pretty well. Okay, so without further ado, let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, so first, in no particular order, okay, we've got a game, you might have heard of it, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Had this game for free. If this video gets 10 likes, I'll tell the story of how I got this game for free. So I haven't actually played it yet. I think the Wii version is the definitive version of it, or I don't know. But yes, that's a good solid game to start off the collection. Another game you might not have heard of, The Legend of Zelda The Wind Wanker. Okay, or Wind Waker, as it's known as in the UK. This one is, I've got the posh cardboard sleeve on this variant. I've only actually played the demo of this. It's Zelda is one of those ones I always think I'll go back to, but I've never actually gone back to any of these Zelda games. NBA Courtside 2002. It's got my boy Kobe Bryant, the Cobra, on there. Actually, it's aged quite well. It's still a decent basketball game. Beautiful Joe. This is probably, yeah, this is my newest Nintendo GameCube game to the collection. Okay, yes, I played this game back in the day. It's quite hard. Oh, it's hard for an old man like me. Yeah, so it looks, and because it's got those cell shaded graphics, it's aged quite well. Another game with cell shaded graphics that's aged really well is 13. I had and still got my Xbox version of this. Very, very good game. Again, it's aged well because of the graphic style that they've gone for. It's like, really is like playing a video game in the comic universe. Like, for example, if you see there, that, what's it saying? Boom! The sound effects. It does that comic, like, writing effect as well. So, they have actually, I've got this on the PS4 as well. Now, the funny thing with this game is when they remastered it or remade it, it's the first time, or I think it's the only time in history where the original game, the sales of the original game outsold the remake. So people were like, oh, I forgot about this game. That's a terrible remake, but I'll go and buy the original. But let me tell you, they fixed it. It was really buggy. It was a terrible job. But another company bought it out, the remake, and fixed a lot of the bugs. But not a lot of people realise that. So you can probably pick that game up for quite cheap. Brilliant game. Wave Race Blue Storm. And it's not only a good gameplay, it's actually a very, very nice looking game. A lot of people got nostalgia for that when they think Nintendo GameCube. That's what they go to. My trash copy of Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. It actually doesn't work. The disc, it's not too bad. But yeah, the only thing with these, because the discs are small, I think they're really delicate. Okay, so Yeah, it doesn't work unfortunately, but I have got that game on the, I think on the PlayStation 2. I got that version as well. Awesome game alert. One of my favourites, I suppose. This is one of the games I've probably played the most. This is responsible, or would be the highlight in a lot of the house parties. That was a big thing back in the day. This version has got the Zelda games on there as well. I think, yeah, the disc's actually in my GameCube now, because I'm kind of toying with the idea of completing Ocarina of Time. So I had a couple of the Zelda games on there. So yeah, this, if you're going to get a version, that's the best version to get, because it's got those Zelda games on there as well. But this is an amazing Mario Kart game. That's my favourite Mario Kart game of all time. SSX 3, everyone knows this franchise. Arcade style snowboarding racing game, great fun. We'll do the next two together. These are fantastic and very affordable games. If you're into your GameCube collecting, these should be in your collection, okay? So you got Star Wars Rogue Leader, or Rogue Squadron 2, and Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3. Amazing games. I'm not very good at the flying missions normally, but in these games in particular, it's worth putting the time in to learn what the hell you're doing, because it's so good. And the best thing about this is the sound effects and the music, in my opinion. The sound effects sound exactly like they do in the movies, but check out the graphics. Absolute ton of fun with those games. Okay, another Star Wars game, we've got Star Wars Bounty Hunter. It's a tough game to play, in my opinion, now, because of the controls. I didn't have this game back in the day, but this game's available on the PlayStation Store, so that's my go-to. I've got that version as well. This is one of the original games I've still got from back in the day. It's still got, I think that's game sticker, £34.99 pounds, UK pounds. Sonic Mega Collection, 7 great hits, plus extra games, plus bonus features in there. So that's what you get, all the Mega Drive classics. I'm happy enough now. I own a Sega Mega Drive now. Shout out my imaginary friend Chris for giving me a Mega Drive 2. So I've got Sonic 1, Sonic 2. I think I've got Sonic 3 or Sonic Knuckles. It's nice to have the physicals as well of those. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. If you like your Splinter Cell games, stick to the Xbox. I think that's where Splinter Cell, for me, belongs. It's got that a little bit more power. It looks a bit better. And for some reason, for the Splinter Cell games, I like the controller. The Sorry. The Xbox, I'm getting confused, guy. Old age, see? The Xbox controller, that's what I'm trying to say. Will always be my go-to when it comes to Splinter Cell games. That's all I'm trying to say. Super Mario Sunshine. Probably another game that everyone should have in the Nintendo GameCube collection. I haven't finished it, but I think I last played this probably about 3 years ago, and surprised how well it still holds up, okay? We've got, I like this game, Star Fox Adventures. My copy's a little bit tatty. This isn't one I had it back in the day, but yeah, it's a cheap version, I'm not gonna lie, or not the best case and everything. It's a bit tatty, but the game is actually I think it's a really good game. It didn't do very well in the reviews because a lot of people wanted the traditional fly-in combat 3D shooting game. It's not that. It's more RPG, action, platformer kind of game in dinosaur land. So yeah, I had a ton of fun with that back in the day. Another big hitter, so you got Metroid Prime. Again, this is the original game I had from back in that day. So it was pre-owned games, or Game Station. Who remembers them? Shout out Game Station. Brilliant game. Game I can't get into it. Luigi's Mansion. This was a launch title, wasn't it, for the GameCube? and one of the best looking games on the GameCube, if I'm being honest. The graphics, what struck out for me, it struck me how good they were, was the particle effects with Luigi's got his torch. You can see like the dust particles in the beam of light. I thought, that's amazing. But I keep telling myself I'm going to play it Halloween. And every time Halloween comes around, I completely forget. So this Halloween, I'm going to play some Luigi's Mansion. Awesome game, Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. If you like your Lord of the Rings and you like, in particular, Final Fantasy X, that's the perfect game. It's very similar gameplay to Final Fantasy X, but Final Fantasy X in the Lord of the Rings universe, it's very good game, and it's a tie-in, so it kind of weaves in and out of the Lord of the Rings story. Some of the main characters you can play as in the game as well. So yeah, great, good fun time there. Ikaruga, really good shmup. It's got its own unique twist on the shmup genre, I suppose. Where how do you explain? You got to switch some bullets. It depends on what mode you're in. The enemy projectiles, bullets, sometimes they'll harm you, sometimes they won't, depending on what colour they are, and you've got to switch between different modes so certain bullets don't harm you. I'd probably not explain it very well. If you played the game, you probably know. First couple of missions are okay, and there's a difficulty curve in that game. Yeah, it's a lovely, did manage to find a lovely copy of that. Awesome game alert. Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters. Where's the sequel to this? Look at all those characters you can play as. Absolute. I'm probably going to play. I'm in the mood to play this actually, or I might play the PlayStation 4 Godzilla. That game needs a bit more love as well. I can stream that as well then. But yeah, going back to this, great game. If you like your Godzilla, it's a good like arena fighting game. Anyway, Fireblade. Saw that for a $5 from Retribution. Shout out Retribution. It looks okay. Haven't actually got round to playing it yet. I think it's one of those games that came out on a couple of the consoles. Awesome game alert. Freedom Fighters. One of my favourite shooting games. It's third-person shooter of all time, this is. I have actually done a playthrough of this. I think it was the GameCube version as well. Not an expensive game. It's probably cheaper on the Xbox and the PS2. But it plays great on all three, okay? Really good game there. This was a gift off my imaginary friend Chris. Shout out my imaginary friend Chris. Big Air Freestyle. So it's a motocross game. Actually a good motocross game as well. One of the reasons he bought it is because it's got the demo of Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters on the disc as well. Who remembers having demos? Yes, that's a lovely copy of that. We've got Bomberman Generation. Love me some Bomberman. I just like it's got a couple of other modes on there as well. But for me, that's where it's at. The old school, like Super Nintendo, kind of simple gameplay. Good game single player, but an amazing game multiplayer, couch co-op. Or couch versus, in my opinion. Bloody Roar Primal Fury. Oh, why is a remake of these games? So, if you didn't know, Bloody Roar, is a really good, underrated fighting game where their twist is every character's got a persona, or you can, during the match, you can turn into a beast kind of thing. So every character's got a different kind of beast, and it's a really good take on a fighting game, that is. And we've got 3 more games to show you guys, okay? These are my favourite 3 games, okay? I want to say, let's do them in order. Coming in at number 3 is Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 2 is a masterpiece, in my opinion, and it came out on the Xbox, came out on the PlayStation 2, and it came out on the mighty GameCube. Each version had its own unique exclusive character. So if you didn't know, Hayachi was on the PlayStation 2. Spawn, yes, Spawn was on the Xbox, and probably the number one best decision they ever made in Soul Calibur was to put Link in the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2, okay? And he plays, at first I thought, he's more cartoony than the Soul Calibur universe, but it works. It definitely works. It's worth having all three of those games, okay, for those unique characters. But yeah, Link in Soul Calibur 2 is class inside of a glass, okay? Probably my favourite, if not one of my favourite RPGs of all time. Skies of Arcadia Legends. I still haven't finished this game. I've put, I dread to think, 50 plus, comfortably 50, over 50 hours into this game. I had it originally back in the day. I bought this game the day I bought my GameCube. Okay, I bought a load of games when I bought it in the shop. And the guy I was talking to, the guy who was in Game Station, shout out Game Station, he was asking me like what kind of games do I like, and I recently completed on the Xbox Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That game stayed with me, still has stayed in my heart, you know. So I was like, oh, have you got anything, something like RPGs? He's like, he just gave it to me, goes, thank me later kind of thing. It was one of the best pickups I've ever bought, right? So basically, imagine pirate ships that fly, basically, okay? And it's a really good story, good paced story as well. Really, really unique, likeable characters. Yeah, it's a great, great fun old time, that is. And it's probably not going to surprise anyone watching this. What's my favourite Nintendo GameCube game? It's actually my favourite game of all time. Is Capcom vs SNK 2. Okay, amazing, an absolute masterpiece. Grew up with the PS2 version. I've got the Xbox version. I've got the GameCube version. This is where it's at as far as I'm concerned, because visually it's a little bit better on the Xbox, but it runs faster on the GameCube, because I've played these games for almost my whole life, okay? I noticed these things in the Xbox version. It's quite, might only be like a second and a half. There's a little bit too long of a delay between rounds. This is much more fluid. Going back to the actual game, it's got the best character roster of all time. This game is responsible for introducing me to the King of Fighters, the Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, all that. This game did that for me, okay? This is a life-changing game, and I comfortably say after all these years, it's my number one favourite game of all time. Okay, so that is my Nintendo GameCube collection. Small but mighty, but that I consider it's complete. Other than, again, Chibi Robo, I don't think there's a game I need to add to my collection. If there's a game you want to recommend, do you think that's missing from my collection? Let me know in the comments, okay? Hope you're all having a great week. Thank you very much for watching. Love you, bye!